So on that evening that we're talking about now, after the board games and after the kids went downstairs to do whatever they're going to do in the movie theater or whatnot, where did you and Katie then go?
After we watched TV or after the game?
And after the kids went downstairs.
Excuse me, can you repeat again?
After the game.
After the game, we went to the family room and watched TV.
Right. How long did you watch TV for?
Approximately 2 hours
Where did you go?
in the bedroom.
When you got up to the bedroom, what were you wearing? If you remember.
I don't remember, T-shirt and jeans probably.
What, if anything, did you and Katie do in the bedroom?
She wanted sex.
You have sex.
We did have sex.
Now, you've seen a spot of blood on the bed, a round spot of blood on the bed. Do you know where that came from?
Yes,
Where?
she had a period.
And was that something that you had seen before the 15th?
Yes, that actually happened on May 10th when I came home from the hotel.
Okay. Tell us about that night after you had sex. Everything going along well?
That so far is, went well. Then we were laying after sex in the bed. She was reading something and I was looking on my phone.
What happened then?
I told her that I saw a text from Kate Kelly.
Who's Kate Kelly?
Kate Kelly is an old friend of mine. I knew Kate Kelly since over 15 years. And
What did she say when you told her?
Katie was always jealous of her.
What did she
And
say?
I said to Katie, even Kate Kelly tells us good luck with our reconciliation.
What happened then?
She got extremely angry.
What did she do?
She demanded the phone from me.
Did you give her the phone?
She said, give me the phone, I need to see the texts. And I said to her, please don't do it. Because there were all the text messages from before.
Months before.
Yeah, during the separation months when Kate Kelly was communicating with me and trying to help me going through that time. And there were certainly some critical words written about her. And I told Katie, please don't look at that. That's old stuff. You proposed clean slate.
Did she look at it?
She did, and
Listen to my questions.
Yes.
When she looked at it, what happened?
she demanded the phone, and I gave it to her.
She proceeds to look at the phone.
She did,
The Kate Kelly texts.
correct.
What did she then do?
She got even more angrier.
Did she do anything at that point?
She screamed.
At you?
Yes,
Where were you when this was going on?
in the bed.
Did you have, by the way, alcohol? Were you guys still drinking?
Oh, I started drinking, or we continued drinking again after the game, and we continued drinking in the bedroom, yes.
And did you have, were you drinking with a glass in your hand while you were talking to her after you guys broke up?
We both had glasses in our hands, correct.
And at some point, while she's yelling at you, what happened then?
Well, I tried to calm her down and said, please, Katie, stop. Please, Katie, please stop. And she was in the bed, and I kind of walked around and tried to calm her down, and I went on my knees and begged her to stop, please.
You went on your knees.
I went on my knees.
And you begged her to stop.
Yes.
And what did she say?
I said, fuck you.
What happened then?
She hit me
With what?
with the glass.
Did you know that? Did she hit you with the glass?
Yes,
And where did she hit you with the glass?
right on my head.
When she hit you with the glass, did you get cut?
Yes, I bled.
I'm showing you what has been marked as Exhibit 294. You could hold that up for the jury and point out exactly where the injury is to your head on that photograph, sir.
Right here is the cut.
Now, show all of us down here too, please. All right? So that would be the right side of your head,
Yes,
right? Right here.
right here.
Now, when she struck you with the glass, did the glass do anything?
It broke.
And where were you when the glass broke?
I was on the floor,
What was your state
kneeling.
of mind at that point?
I was scared to hell.
What did you do as a result of getting struck with the glass, causing you to bleed while you were on the floor? What did you do then?
I snapped. I kind of blacked out.
What did you do?
I grabbed her
Where?
on the neck.
How? Did you say anything?
Oh,
What did she do?
she just flailed around, and then she kind of flailed around and fell. We fell on the floor together. I think, because that's when I came out of my blackout, that's where we were on the
What
floor.
happened then?
She was not responsive. She was, passed out, and I asked her, Katie, come on, please, Katie, wake up. Please, Katie, wake up.
Did you realize she wasn't waking up?
She didn't wake up.
What did you then do, sir?
Lifted her up and put her on the bed.
What did you then do?
To be comfortable, and then I tried some CPR on her.
Did that help?
It didn't work.
What happened then?
I was just sitting there and crying.
What happened then?
I panicked.
What do you mean you panicked? What did you do?
I tried to figure out what to do about that situation.
What does that mean? What did you want to do?
I wanted to kill myself.
What happened then?
I decided that I needed to put her somewhere else.
Why?
One of the main thoughts that I do remember is that I can't have her children find her.
So what did you do?
I carried her out of the house,
Where did you put her?
put her in the car,
Where did you go?
put her on the passenger seat of the Jeep. When I
Where did you go?
drove to the pond.
Is that the pond that's next to the house where the real estate guy testified here a couple of days ago that she wanted to buy a house, but it wasn't big enough to put a pool, but she wanted you to look at a house?
That is correct.
Objection.
Sustained in that form.
Is that the house? Did you go look at a house with her?
We looked at that house 2 years prior, yes.
Right, and she went by herself first,
Yes.
and then that brought you.
Then she said,
As to form.
Okay, so did you go look at the house?
so she asked me to look at the house with her.
Did you?
Yes,
All right. Is that the pond that you went to?
yes.
What did you do when you got to the pond with the Wrangler and with Katie?
I put her in the water.
When you put her in the water, did you take her top off?
No, I did not.
What happened to the top?
I have no idea.
Did you see photographs that showed that it was snagged on a branch by the edge of the pond?
You told me I didn't look at that photograph.
Look at it.
No.
Okay. At some point, did you realize that she was floating?
Yeah, kind of was surprised that she
What did you
was.
do as a result of that?
I walked through the yard and tried to look for something that may, bring her down.
What were you wearing for footwear?
I was wearing flip-flops,
What were you wearing for clothes?
boxers.
Boxer shorts?
Yes,
Why were you wearing boxer shorts?
because that's all I had on after we had sex.
You found some rocks?
Well, I stumbled through that yard and looked for something heavier, and I came across dead rocks, yes.
That's what you used to weigh it down.
Well, I ultimately used dead rocks, yes.
And where did you go?
I drove to the hotel.
Okay,
Well,
after you drove to
I
the...
tried to drive to the hotel, yes. Sorry,
Prior
what?
to going to the hotel, before going to the hotel, did you go anywhere else?
I realized I forgot my phone, and I wanted to say goodbye to some friends, and I went back to the house and get my phone.
So you went back to the house with your sandals and your underwear, and you walked back into the house, sir?
Yes, and that time I also put clothes back on, yes.
Now, when you were walking into the house, strike that, when you were leaving the house, if at all you noticed anything, did you notice any marks on the floor?
Oh, I carried her in front of me. I didn't see anything.
All right, when you went back to the house, did you have occasion to see if there's any marks left by your footwear on the floor as you went up the stairs to get your phone and go back down?
It appeared that way, that there was something there, yeah.
Did you get your phone?
I did get my phone.
What did you do with the phone once you got it?
I first drove to the hotel, I think, and I texted goodbye to some friends.
Texted goodbye to your friends.
Yes.
What friends did you text goodbye to?
As far as I remember, I saw he's a friend, Kurt Pfannenstiel, and then some other friends.
Is that when you said to Kurt that you apologize and you're sorry and she was a devil and she played us all and love you, Harry?
Yes.
Now, what did you then do? Did you go to the hotel?
I went to the hotel, although I don't remember a lot of that stuff. I was very intoxicated at that point in time.
So now, at the time that you had the glass smashed against your head and had the argument with Ms. McLean. Were you intoxicated at that point?
Yes.
And when you left the house and then went to the hotel, I think there's been some photographs that showed a Glenfiddich Scotch, is it Scotch? Whiskey?
Whiskey.
Yes? On the passenger seat of the car? Did you
That's
drink out
what
of
the
that?
picture shows, yeah.
Did you drink out of that?
Yes, I drank so much because I just didn't want to deal. I was just shocked.
There's a knife that's underneath, up against the back seat of the car. Do you recall that knife?
I saw a picture of a knife on.
Where'd that come from?
We typically had knife in the car in the glove box as a tool.
So that wasn't a weapon or anything like that?
No.
When you went back to the hotel, what happened? If you remember.
I tried to kill myself.
How did you do that?
Tried to cut myself.
Where did you obtain the knife to do that?
I don't know. It must have been there in the kitchen.
I'm showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 296. You recognize that, sir?
Yes.
What is that?
Left wrist.
And you still to this day bear scars?
I have
linear lines?
a big scar right here.
And this was what you did to yourself?
Tried to cut myself, yes.
And
Kill
that would
myself.
be the knife that was depicted on the table with the blood on it, right?
I assume so, yes. I don't really remember much of that.
Now, when you were admitted to the hospital, the medical records would show that one of the observations that were made is that you were attempting suicide by alcohol poisoning. Do you recall your state of inebriation when you went into the hospital, if you even remember?
I was gone. I don't remember any of that.
Okay. Do you remember being in the hospital?
When I woke up,
Do you remember the police coming to talk to you?
yes.
And when you spoke to the police, what was your condition when you spoke to the police? Were you awake? Were you aware? Were you tired? What did you
I was
feel?
totally hungover. I had a massive headache and I was very confused. I was shocked about the whole thing. Actually, I was shocked that I woke up. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to live.
So you spoke to the police. We heard your statement to the police, correct?
I spoke to the police, yes.
At the time that you had the glass smashed off your head, cutting you, causing you to bleed, and you came up with your hand and grabbed her with your hand by the throat, did you intend to cause her harm and kill her?
No. Oh, never. Excuse me?
Do you need a minute?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
So you met Katie on Bumble,
That's correct.
and she was kind of a free spirit, right?
Very much so, yes.
She was a Reiki practitioner.
She called it Reiki, but it's not what she really did.
She called it Reiki, but that's not what she really did.
No.
She considered herself a healer,
She was a medium, a psychic.
and she considered herself a healer.
I'm not sure about that.
She helped people.
She connected people with dead family members, yes.
And her clients felt that she had a healing power, right?
Excuse me?
Her clients felt that she had a healing power.
She helped her, by connecting with dead family members, yes.
And she had many friends who were devoted to her.
Yes,
And in May of 2020, she had 3 children.
yes,
Sam was 13,
yes,
Grace was 17,
correct,
and Sophie was 18.
yes.
And Sam had just enrolled in the Landmark School, right?
Yes.
And the Dover Public Schools were paying for that.
I helped with that, yes.
Well, that wasn't my question whether you helped. What I said was that the Dover Public Schools were paying for the Landmark School.
That's correct.
And Katie loved being a mother.
Most of the time, yes.
She was devoted to her children.
Most of the time.
And her friends and her family were right to be surprised when she was missing, right?
Objection.
All right, sustain, rephrase it.
You were asked about that in the interview, right? Do you recall that?
Ask about what, please?
About that she wouldn't just leave her children, right?
Oh, she did.
So in the beginning of the interview, do you recall the interview at the hospital with Sergeant Kwiatkowski and with Detective Gonski?
I don't recall all of the interview, sorry.
You don't remember all of the interview?
No, I remember
Do
pieces
you
of
remember
it.
the section when Detective Gonski said she wouldn't just leave her kids? Page 32?
Can I see it?
Sure.
What page was it?
32.
Yes.
Does that refresh your memory?
Yes.
And Detective Gonski said she wouldn't just leave her kids. And you said right.
I said no.
You agreed with Detective Gonski she wouldn't just leave her kids.
Yes.
And it's not unusual when someone's getting divorced that one person has to leave the house, right?
No, not by restraining order, I don't think so.
So, in divorces, when there are two people living in a home, it's not unusual that one person has to leave, right?
At some point in time, certainly.
And did that happen in your first marriage in Germany?
Did that happen in my first marriage?
Yes.
Oh, that was totally different.
Did you have to leave the home?
Actually, my
Can say by.